Welcome back, folks. Well, I want to know, how are you doing? How is everyone doing right now? I know you're all anxious and anxious and anxious for those platforms. It's coming right now, up in the next segment. Hopefully you'll eat some lunch and your stomachs wouldn't be growling. Anyway, I want you to pay close attention to what I'm going to say in this segment. It's very, very important. Take your notes. It's the key to being successful and the key to getting jobs. Okay? Now, right after you get this seminar, right after this webinar today, you will be getting platforms. And on those platforms, what we will have, you will have to go to a site. And on this site, there's many jobs available. Okay? You're going to have to fill out your profile. So what I'm going to do is spend a little time talking about your profile. Now, remember, you are a new employee online. And some people are saying, well, okay, how am I going to compete with all the other employees online? Well, here's how you compete and here's how you can be successful, okay? And these tips have worked. It worked with the last seminar. People are getting jobs and we're getting emails every day thanking us for bringing this opportunity. So one of the key things is when you go online, you have to fill out a profile. The profile is like a resume. You put your name, your address, and all your experience. And again, remember, you don't have to have a degree or a certificate, but if you do, you want to put it on there. But if you have any kind of experience, for example, in writing, you want to put that, or in logo design, depending on which pathway you want to go. But everything you can do online, you want to put that on your profile, okay? You want to make your profile as complete and as thorough as possible so that an employer can open it up and look into it and say, I can hire this person even though they have no experience on any of these platforms. I'm going to hire this person, okay? Now that's as far as the profile. Remember one thing, guys, if you are having trouble completing your profile, email us. We will assist you. Or if you need assistance in completing your profile, and this again is not mandatory, it's up to you, anyone who needs assistance, we charge $10 US. Now I don't want this to sound like it's money. Okay, I'm not asking to set up your profile for you. You can do it yourself. But if you have problems, you have trouble, you don't have time, we can do it for you at the cost of $10 US, which is approximately 60 TT dollars. Okay, just email us and let us know. You just have to fax or email your resume, and we can assist you in getting your profile set up. Okay, that's $10 US for each profile. Anyway, so we want to make sure that the profile is complete. Okay, guys, you got that? Remember that your profile is complete and thorough. The second thing, and you're going to put all your skills in there. Remember, again, your skills can be data entry, web research, personal assistant. And again, if you need additional skills, go to eJob training. Well, you're already on eJob training right now, and take some of those classes. If you have extra money or you want to work first and then get extra money, take some of those classes because the more skills you have, the more jobs that you can apply for. Now, again, remember, when you're applying for a job, you're not going to apply just to one employer. You don't have to work for just one employer. You're going to be working with several employers at a time, okay? You get paid in US dollars. Don't forget that. All right. Now I want to move on a little bit about the profile. We were talking a little bit, like we talked on TV yesterday morning, about communication. You want to have a good communication with you and your employer. Remember, you're communicating online. And again, number one, I want to make one thing clear is that about that Gmail or email or Hotmail or whatever account you're opening on. Don't let it be nicebaby.com, nicebaby@hotmail.com, okay? Try to open up an email that's professional, okay? That has, whatever you do, that it's sort of a professional email and nothing like, hotlips@hotmail.com or something like that, okay? And some people have all kinds of names on their email accounts. Please make a professional email account, okay? The next thing is communication. So if you're bidding on a job, when you're bidding on a job, the employer wants it in 24 hours. Make sure you can complete it in 24 hours. So if you can't, you want to send a message to the employer. I'm sorry, I'm not available. I can't complete this in 24 hours. Or I would need 2 or 3 days to complete this job. So that's very important in communicating that if you do get a job, when you are able to complete it. The employer wants someone who are honest, straightforward, and upfront, and who can handle the job. Another thing I want to tell you is that do not bid for a job that you don't know how to do or you have no knowledge in how to do. Okay? That's something that turns somebody off. Okay? For example, we may post a job for a telemarketer, and then somebody is writing and applying for the job and they're talking about data entry. Pay close attention to the type of job you're applying for. If the job is asking for telemarketers, you're going to apply as a telemarketer. That's what the position requires. So you want to make sure you are applying for that position that it requires it. Many times people don't read the ads properly and they just go in there and bid, and as an employer, as soon as we see that, these people are not paying attention. Okay, so pay attention to the ads that you're applying for, and again, respond to the emails in a timely fashion. Now, I know some of you are working from 8 to 4. You have so many hours of availability. That's included somewhere in your profile where you can put how many hours you're available. So we understand that. If we, as an employer, send an email out today and you respond tomorrow or tonight, that's fine. And then we set the parameters. Now, again, here's something. So you bid on a job and you get the job, okay? And the employer sends instructions. Now, it happens to me all the time. I think very quickly. I think very fast. And sometimes that person on the other side does not understand me. I type out some instructions and it's not very clear. And again, it happens to me as an employer. But if you receive instructions from an employer on a job and you don't understand, or you don't get part of it you understand, but the other part you're not sure about, send back an email to clarify. Because the worst thing the employer wants is for you to do a job and it's not done the way they wanted it to do. So one tip is, if you don't understand something, write a question back, clarifying, asking the employer to clarify. Please, can you clarify this? What do you mean by put this in Excel format? And whatever your question is, send a response to the employer. And then they will in turn tell you exactly how they want it done. Another good tip is sometimes you can just send like a sample. Let's say, recently I had someone research all the South American countries, and I wanted to know all the holidays in that country for my next tour next year, so that it doesn't coincide with the holidays. And I asked them to put it, in a separate file or something like that. So whatever they can do is do one research, for example, on Venezuela and the holidays, and send it over to me, and then I can say, oh yes, you're on the right track, and something, no, put this in this line, or put this first or second or third, or something like that. So you want to probably you can send like a sample if you're not sure about the job, or if it's a long job, send a sample to make sure. I'm just sending you this to make sure we're on the right format. Okay, that's another key thing. Also, remember this, very, very important. Any job that you take, you want to do the best job possible to satisfy the employer. Okay? Now, I know satisfaction is both ways. You want to be happy, the employer want to be happy. But remember this, that the employer is the one who's paying you. So sometimes you may get mad at an employer, or you may upset or angry or think something about the employer. Remember one thing, as I told people in the last seminar, your computer is your bank account. Look at your computer like your bank account, okay? And if you get upset with an employer, don't use foul language, don't use any kind of stuff. You get mad, you leave your computer, you walk away. Cool down, calm down, whatever. I don't think anything is going to be that upset. I don't think anyone has had me that upset, but I'm just telling, people have all kinds of level of anger or anxiety in them. So again, look at your computer as a bank account. And if there's an employer who upset you, anything like that, my recommendation is you complete the job to the best level possible. You don't want to say, hey, take your damn job and shove it. I'm sorry to use this language, but pretty much that's not what you want to do. Be patient, be kind, finish that job, because at the end of it, the employer gives you a feedback score. And the feedback score is the key or the most important thing you want to maintain when you're working online. Because the first thing somebody looks at, if they're already working online, I like to look at high feedback scores. I go in and I check the feedback scores on someone, and wow, if every job they do, they get a 5.0, a 4.9, a 4.8, usually the scores is up to 5. So the highest the scores, if every job they do. I've seen people with 6 feedback scores at 5.0, and that is awesome, So you want to have good feedback scores and maintain your good feedback scores, even if you have to lose money on a job. Remember that feedback score is the one that's giving you more and more and more jobs. You want to maintain that profile so that no person should make you lose your profile. No employer, because that profile brings you many jobs. I've seen when I'm hiring employee, they did 5 or 6 jobs and everything is a 5.0. It's amazing. So again, remember this, not everybody you can satisfy all the time, but for you as the employee, please maintain your feedback score to the highest level. And I'm repeating this again because I want you to understand that if you keep your feedback score up, the more jobs you're going to get online. And no employer or no, $5, $10 or $20 is worth messing up your feedback score. I hope everybody understand that. Better you lose some money than to mess up your feedback score. Now remember this, you also have the opportunity to do a feedback score for the employer. So even though the employer was not nice to you, you can go in there and do a feedback, but still remember the employer feedback score, whereas it may be important, your score is your bank account. Your score is the most important thing. So I hope I've answered some key questions on what to do to maintain your success online. Again, if you have any questions, continue to chat with us, send us your emails. We are right here available today to answer all your questions. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I know you are anxious to get online and to get working, but pay attention, pay close attention. The next segment of the seminar is telling you all the platforms of all the jobs. It's telling you how you can form your own agency online, and it's telling you other ways to make money online. So I'm telling you guys, I know this morning is just a little brief overview and it's giving you some examples and some ideas, but believe you me, you will be happy for all the knowledge that we've put together in this package for you today, and it's well worth over the money you spent. I guarantee you that. All right, that's it for now. Take your lunch, take a break. If you've already eaten, you can just jump right into the PM session, and again we'll have a closing video at the end of the day. Thank you so much again for joining us, and good luck.